Like the hardest part is the unknown. Is the fact that you're doing something from scratch, the fact that you're doing something that you're not really experienced in. You know, went from like having not maybe $30,000 in debt and credit card to actually doing over $650K in revenue. So I had $30,000 left. So I told him, bro, I'm gonna put 30K, you put 30K, we have 60.
You put everything.
Bro, I'm all in. This better work out. Bro, we were losing streak. Never put your interest before your partner's interest. Put your partner's interest before yours. And if your partner does the same thing for you, bro, nobody can against you, bro.
Hey guys, real quick, I want to give a shout outs to our sponsor, Ringba, the #1 call tracking platform. If you haven't already, make sure to get the pay-per-call revolution if you want to learn what all the excitement is about pay-per-call.
On everyone, coming to you live from Ibiza with my man, Manuel Perez.
What's up, bro?
Thanks for joining me, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you for finally we got to do this.
Of course, the CEO of Leeds Icon. Let's go ahead and head to the beach.
Manny, so how'd you first get into the online marketing space?
Okay, so I actually was an architect before I became a marketer, right? I went to school for architecture, got my master's, worked as an architect for about 2 years. You know, I didn't like the corporate environment in the architecture space, so I ended up going into UI, UX design, worked in California for a little bit.
You were in California?
Yes. I worked
Originally from Miami?
Yeah, I'm originally from Miami, worked in California at Apple as a designer. And then came back to Miami, worked in a startup company doing actually AI for real estate. I was actually designing the whole interface. And that didn't go well. Financially, that company was struggling, so they couldn't afford me. So I basically was left out without a job. And at that point, I had to figure out my life, right? At that point, I had to, do I go back to architecture? Do I continue the UI, UX design route? Or do I start my own business? I decided to go for the starting my own business, which is a very risky move.
So especially in your job.
Yeah, especially when you have credit card debt, when you have student debt.
Yeah, man, I've been there.
But thank God I took that risk. And thank God, you know, at that point, I didn't see losing that job as something positive. But now I say to myself, thank God that happened, because otherwise I think I would have continued on that path. So anyways, at that moment, drop shipping was booming. There was a lot of gurus talking about drop shipping. Everybody was talking about drop shipping. And I thought it would be an interesting thing to get into because of my design background. You know, oh, I could design a landing page. I could design a website. Oh, you have to make a video? Oh, I could make a video. So obviously the creative side was easier for me because I come from that creative background, you know, architecture, UI, UX design. So yeah, that's how I got into dropshipping. That's how we met, actually.
Back in 2017 or 2018, like in a mastermind or something.
You had your gyms and you were,
I was getting out of the gym, trying to get out of the gym at that point, moving in ecom.
Yeah, there you go, man. And so I remember that we met that way. And yeah, man, I had my breakthrough month with a cleaning product. You know, went from like having not maybe $30,000 in debt and credit card to actually doing over $650K in revenue
in 1 month.
And I secured $100K of profit that month. And that was the breakthrough moment for me. That was the moment where I said, wow, this is life-changing stuff. This is my yearly salary as an architect, or even more than my yearly salary as an architect in 1 month. And so that was really what got me hooked. Like from there on, it was like, okay, this is my thing. And I just, you know, kept going in that path.
It's awesome, man. So what were some of the offers you started to have first success with? And what time of
affiliate marketing?
Right. But give everyone also like time references. I think the year actually makes a big difference of what was working when, just so people understand how it's shifted to today.
Okay. Right. So again, we're doing really well with drop shipping. At that moment, I meet my business partner. He was crushing it as well in drop shipping. So we actually decided to become business partners. By the way, Manuel Olivos, so I have two business partners, Manuel Olivos and Chris Grove. I'm first got to talk about my brothers, man. Yeah, I got to talk about my brothers. I got to talk about Manuel Olivos first because we started the company together. And so we went to this, it's funny, we went to this affiliate summit show, and we started learning about So we're still doing it. And we went to this affiliate summit show, and we learned about all the things that, you know, that people were doing with, you know, getting people to fill out a form and then getting paid by filling out a form. So we're like, oh, this is interesting. And they don't have to put their credit card information? No, they don't have to put their credit card information. Hell, my wait, so you're telling me that you can make money by making somebody fill out a form to save money on their car insurance or save money on their products or services, and they don't have to put their credit card information? No, they don't. I'm like, okay, that sounds like it's very interesting, right? So we said, okay, we can make people put in their credit card information and buy a stupid product from China. I'm sure we can make them fill out a free form that they don't have to pay anything on. They just save money by filling this form out. And that's what really triggered the curiosity. And actually, I think I proposed to my business partner at the time. I'm like, hey, man, I think that we could make a really powerful team because you're really good with media buying. I think I have my creative background that can help with this. I can also, talk to people. I like talking to people. I think this could be an interesting partnership. And so, I remember we spent 4 hours, bro, talking in the hotel room, like discussing about what we believed was a good partnership, what we believed was the standards and the values of a good partnership. The loyalty part, we talked about, look, he had, I don't want to go into details, but he had other business partners that he, actually didn't have the best experience with. And so it was a lot of things happening at the moment that there was many frustrations that caused us to like really talk for 4 hours and decide, okay, let's talk about what's important to us as a partnership. If we're really going to do this, what is important to us? What are we looking for in a partner? We're looking for loyalty. If there's any business opportunities down the line, let's make sure to include both. Let's have clarity, transparency, and that's how basically our brotherhood. And now Manuel was his family to me. I'm the godfather of his kid, man. It's like we're family now. It's my brother. You know what I mean? Besides being a business partner, he's family to me. But we started with those very strong values, and obviously, it was like a yin and yang in terms of abilities and skills. And
I got you.
There you go. And so it was a no-brainer for us. So that's how we got started with affiliate marketing. And so we transitioned it was 2018, ending of 2018.
Pretty early.
Yes. So we started with auto insurance, actually. We dabbled into a few different verticals, but auto insurance was the one that we really hit, we cracked. And so it was about August or September, end of September of 2018. And man, okay, I have to say this, this is a funny story. I had $30,000 left after I paid off my debt. Remember, I made $100K. Yeah, this happened almost like 1 month after the other. I made $100K. I was making a little bit of money with e-com, with drop shipping, and I paid off all my debt. I paid off all my student debt, all my credit card debt. I was like brand new, right? So I had $30,000 left. My business partner at the moment had more money than me. So I told him, bro, I'm going to put 30K and you put 30K. We have 60.
Put everything.
Bro, I'm all in. All in. This better work out. So we're testing a few different offers. Bro, we were losing streak. It was like,
what offers were you testing?
We tested some like cancer stuff.
Doing e-com for cash flow or?
No. We made a shift, bro. We made a shift. We were like all in. We were like, no distractions. Let's dive right in. We were testing some cancer stuff, DNA testing stuff. I think auto insurance was the second thing we tested, and we cracked it. Thank God. And so remember, I have this background of design, UI, UX design. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make a mock-up of an app that could help people save money on car insurance. I made a mock-up on Adobe UX. The app obviously is not a real app. It's something that I did like a mock-up and I could click through it on my phone. It looks like a real app, but it's not really.
I've seen this in creatives, I think.
Yeah. So I went through it. At the time, nobody had done something like this, bro. I went through it. I'm like, guys, and I made the video myself. It was like me recording myself on the app. I'm like, hey guys, I found this new app that is, man, helping you save money on car insurance. Look at this. You can see all the different providers. It can help you compare. Wow, it's great. Look, I was paying this, now I'm paying this. Boom, post it online. Bro, blew up. Just blew up. Cost per clicks in the floor, like click-through rates, like high, like, everybody was like talking about this. Like, man, we basically that prop of the actual app, we started using every single ad. And that year, that quarter, remember, we started in September. By the end of the year, we had done $8 million in revenue.
Probably like 30-40% in that, I would guess.
Yes. So So that was our
2018 into 2019.
yes, that was our breakthrough. That was the moment that we're like, wow. And it was just my business partner and myself, Manuel and myself. But bro, we were grinding, like we were working until 6 a.m. every morning. I would wake up, I would go to sleep at 6 a.m. My wife was waking up to go to her job because my wife is an architect too. So it was a lot of work. We would go to sleep at 6 a.m. every single day, and we crushed auto insurance, man. That was the beginning of Leads Icon. You know, that's how Leads Icon was formed. And man, ever since it's been like, how can we grow this team into basically the skills and abilities that we shared is like, okay, how can we find people like us, and how can we make this scalable? How can we not have to go to sleep at 6 a.m. in the morning every single day, but have people that can share the skills and these abilities with us, and we can grow a team. And that was our vision. And you know, moving fast forward to today, we have 60 employees, just 6 companies.
Or no, big 5.5,
6 years later.
Like that goes like that, man.
It goes fast, bro. It goes fast. We have 60 employees between the 2 companies, and man, it's like living the dream, man. We're like we have ups and downs like any other company.
Yeah.
But I love what I do. My business partners love what they do, and I think our team also loves being in Leads Icon.
Partnerships. This is a big one.
Yeah,
I've never had a partnership. I see it work. I've also seen it not work.
totally.
Why? Like, so you have a good experience with this partnership specifically.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you've had other partnerships in the past that didn't work, and you've probably also seen it work and not work for other guys, specifically in the affiliate or online space.
Yes.
What do you believe helps make a partnership work, and then what do you believe sets up a partnership for failure?
Great question, bro. Honestly, this is something that my business partner says, and I totally agree. Manuel he says this. It's pretty funny. He says, a partnership is marriage without sex. In business, I'm telling you, bro. It's at the end of the day, bro. It's communication. As if you don't communicate well, it's very hard to, because you're gonna have arguments, you're gonna have disagreements, but the way that you get through those things and through those frictions is by communicating. And the most important advice that I've ever heard before that really helped me understand how we can be a good partnership is never put your interest before your partner's interest. Put your partner's interest before yours. And if your partner does the same thing for you, bro, nobody can against you, bro. So that's the way I treat my partners, man. My partners are my brothers or family to me. I would never put my interest or my preference before theirs. And they treat me the same way. And that's the only way that you can make a partnership actually work. A lot of people are selfish, but when you're selfless and when you actually understand the perspective of other people and you respect the perspective, and instead of finding the negative things, you try to think where they come from, or why is it that you guys disagree? Because disagreements is the only thing that could actually break a partnership. Obviously when things are great, you're both partying, you're both having fun, you love each other, bro. Bro, you're my bro, I love you, we're crushing it. Dream team, right? When the ship is sinking and everything is going wrong, that's the moment that you actually prove a partnership. And we went through that moment. Auto insurance took a dip with the pandemic, right? And we were all into auto insurance.
Yeah.
We weren't diversified like we are today. We were all into auto insurance, took a dip. We had a big team. What do we do now? So things started boom, 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 boom. And that's when people either give up or they honestly, that's when partnerships break.
What did you do?
So that was a very tough moment for us because things were going really wrong. And so, obviously...
Be specific, was revenue down 80%?
We were break even. We were break even when it comes to marketing cost. So, bro, think about it this way: operational cost. Your operational cost when you have a big team is fixed, and it's probably growing. Yes, especially on big. Exactly. We had at the moment we had 30 people. We went down all US at the time. No. Mostly outside of US.
So so 30 people.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless, it's not. They gotta pay
Exactly. But we went down. We shrank down, and then we're scaling again. Obviously, the last 2 years have been pure growth. But basically, bro, at that moment, the mindset is, how do I, what do I think about? How do I get out of the hole, right? And the first thing that you gotta think about is whatever I'm doing right now is not working, right? As much as we loved auto insurance because it provided for us for like a long time, you know, we had to make the tough call of like, hey guys, like maybe this is not the right path, you know? Like insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. You gotta do different things too.
But with that being said, there's also the other side of the coin where it's like, you got to stick with the process too, right? So how do you make that decision? This is time to get off the ship, or like we ride through the storm?
No, we did ride through the storm, but
At what point though is my, it's like, okay, so I think a lot of people, I've stayed on the ship too long. I just got off of a ship like 4 months ago that was sinking.
absolutely. I think in the moment we didn't know about diversification, about the importance of it. And I think we learned the hard way. And so it's not really getting out of the ship, because even if something is not working, you can continue like testing it and testing it and testing it. But at least you need to have one vertical that is like supporting the whole infrastructure and the whole company. At the moment we only had auto insurance, and that's, you know, after months of things like not going the right way, we're like, you know what? Before the bank empties out, let's diversify. Let's figure out what's out there. And it also happened during the pandemic. Remember, during the pandemic, we didn't have shows.
Yep.
The networking was really, really tough. So right after the pandemic, you know, I started like going to shows, like talking to people, networking, and you start becoming exposed with other industries, with other offers. That's how we actually got into pay-per-call.
Nice.
Because we went from doing lead gen with auto insurance. We also did refinance, home refinance, when it was doing really well.
Right, coming out of the pandemic.
Right.
The boom
Exactly.
really started to go up.
So we started diversifying to home refinance. We started diversifying into personal loans. And then we met pay-per-call. And it was actually in Tulum. It's funny because we're now in the ClickBit event. It was happening in Tulum, ClickBit Tulum. That's when I was exposed to pay-per-call. And somebody was like, oh, do you know Carlos Corona from Miami? I'm like, I don't know Carlos Corona because I'm from Miami. Like, yeah. But you should meet him, man. He's into pay-per-call. I'm like, pay-per-call? So I came down to Miami and, you know, I had to meet Carlos. And Carlos actually was the one that introduced us to pay-per-call. He showed us everything that we were doing. And when he saw the amount of volume that we generated with lead gen and that we didn't have one piece of data or we didn't collect any data, all the millions of dollars that we lost for not really understanding pay-per-call or like data monetization or back-end monetization, he was like, bro, I can't believe you guys did that. No way, no.
And you were able to do what you've done, which is the coolest part.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
He's super impressed at the same time.
Yeah. No, he saw the stuff that we do, the creatives and everything. And he's like, oh my God, what? And the numbers that we've done. Oh my God. You didn't collect one piece of data, one phone number. You didn't collect one email. No, man. It's like, oh man, don't worry. So no. You know, shout out to Carlos, man. Great guy.
Shout out to Carlos.
Carlos, great guy, man. Love that guy. So he also happens to be the only other Cuban that I know in the industry, which is crazy.
That is true, man. It's like mainly Venezuelans.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly Venezuelans.
But yeah, man, that's how we got into pay-per-call. So going back to the question, I'm sorry that I went a little sideways, but I think that what helped us get out of that hole was the mentality of like, we'll do, can do. It doesn't matter how, we're gonna make it happen. Like there's no other way, you know, whether it's auto insurance, whatever it is. You know, we're marketers. If we could do it with auto insurance, we need to have the confidence that we could do it with any other vertical.
If you didn't start the partnership and you stuck to it on your own, where do you think you would be right now?
Oh, dude. Honestly, the partnership, the reason why we are where we are right now is because of the great partnership that we have. You know, for me to say that I would be in the same place, that would be super disrespectful to my partners. My partners add so much value. You know, the three of us add so much value. You know, now Chris help, you know, managing all the creative side of the business, the legals, creating all the operational side, and also the media buying side. Man, like they lift up so much weight from the company, and yeah, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the great partnership that we have.
So at first it was you and Manny, right? And, and then Chris came on board like about a year ago.
About 2 years ago.
2 years ago, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is really important because a lot of guys, like I'm kind of in the growth stage here where I'm at that same kind of point,
yeah.
right? So I'm selfishly asking this for myself,
Of course.
but also for everyone listening, because I'm sure a lot are in the same boat.
Yeah.
So how do you look at yourself and then the prospective partner
Yes.
and decide, here's what I should be doing regardless of what I think. And then in reality, here's what you should be doing regardless of what you think or feel. Like, because it can be emotional in deciding who does what, right?
Right.
Who's responsible for what.
Right. So that for us was easy because at the end of the day, your skill sets have to complement each other. Like you can be good at mostly like most things, but at the same time, for example, my business partner, Manuel Perez, he's great with data. He's great with analyzing campaigns and scaling them and optimizing things and getting really granular with the data and studying and trying to optimize here, optimize their ages, these demographics. So he's really good with that.
He's an ads manager.
Yeah, he's like a monster with that. He actually found loopholes into Facebook.
Okay.
Back in the
like
day.
schedule campaigns and
all the schedule campaign stuff.
God.
He cracked it like multiple times because he would be consistently like trying different strategies until he would crack it again, and it would lower CPMs and everything. So he's a monster with data and with numbers. And then our other business partner, Chris, he's more like me in terms of the creative side. Like we think very similar in terms of the creative side, and we could talk for hours about creatives, and we come up with like similar ideas. It's funny, we sometimes finish each other's sentences. So he's similar to me, but we quickly understood, look, your role definitely has to be on creative. Like that's where you shine. And Manuel Perez's role has to be on the media buying side, on the operational side, because that's where he shines. So he's good with numbers, he's good with like, making those number-based decisions. In my case, what I do is more of the relationship side of the company. Bringing new verticals, bringing new relationships, starting new projects. Like right now, we started an agency, an ACA agency. So starting those agencies, getting licensed for those agencies, opening up opportunities for us. So if it wasn't because of Manuel Perez and Chris Gross that they can control those different areas, I wouldn't have the time to do what I do.
You'd be buying ads still.
Right. So we wouldn't be thinking about the next big move, the next big picture. So going back to your question, we would never be in the same place without having the partnership that we have. And that's how we decide how each person could do what, because man, it's a no-brainer. Like, we all could actually understand the whole entire business, but there's things that you're better at than me, and that's what we want. I want you to get on the side that you're better at, and let me deal with the things that I'm better at, because that way we can make a stronger team. So that's the way that you find a perfect partner, is somebody that complements your skill sets.
So with both parts of this pie coming together, you have 3 partners in total now. Was it a natural fit from the start, or did you have to reconfigure like roles and responsibilities along the way to get to where you are now?
It was natural from the start. With Nolivos, it was natural from the start, like understanding the areas. Obviously, when Chris joined, that's when we decided that obviously now I can focus on the growth. Now I have more time to focus on building the relationships with the partners. Building those very close relationships with our current buyers, bringing new opportunities for the business. Understanding more about the industry and bringing in the next big moves to the company. So that's the one thing that we had to redefine, because before Chris joined us, before Chris joined us, I would sort of deal with I would wear more hats before Chris joined us. I would deal with the creative side, and I would also deal.
He took it off your plate.
He took it off my plate. I would deal with the creative side and also with the relationship side. And it's hard when you're juggling 2 important roles. It's hard to do like a good job at everything. So Chris came on board. He dealt with all the creative side. Our producers, our editors, that whole creative. Our designers. And then now I have time to focus on the business development side of the company.
So speaking of business development, you've also evolved from affiliate to now, like you technically own an agency. Officially, you do.
Yeah.
Right. Still, would you say you're a performance marketer as a team as a whole, for sure, right? But in reality, like you're also an insurance agency. How important is it today, and as we go into 2025, crazy to think about, How important is it to own the offer in some way, shape, or form?
Very important. Very, very important. It has given us a different perspective in understanding the industry. One thing is we look at the industry from the perspective of marketer, an affiliate marketer that just wants to maximize the opportunity. And yeah, you want to offer value, you want to provide a good CPA to your buyer, but at the end of the day, you want to maximize your opportunity. You want to, there's always that interest of maximizing your opportunity. As much as you care for your business, your buyer, you want to maximize the opportunity for yourself. Now, when you become the buyer, you understand the pain points of the buyer, and you realize
CPA.
Yes, you realize how dependent you are. The whole operation is on the CPA for the sustainability, for the financial health of the business, right? So
Reality of it.
yeah.
It's not just about a CTO.
It all comes down to the buyers. For example, in the pay-per-call space, you have the call center, you have the agents. CPA is something that has always been unfair for the marketer because, look, if I send you volume, if I send you calls, and you don't have the right agents, why would you judge me on CPA when maybe the problem is in your call center? Maybe the problem maybe the problem is that you have agents that suck. I'm sending you good quality traffic. I actually have 3 other buyers that tell me that I have great CPA. Why are you judging me for the lack of performance that your agents have?
I get it because we've actually shifted to doing mainly CPA. Probably majority of our revenue comes from CPA deals in the legal side.
Right.
But I have really good transparent partners. So still we split tests across 2 or 3 at least.
Yeah.
And that's without us taking that next step into the call center ownership or partnership or even processing and writing retainers or contracts, right?
Totally.
So how has that experience been for you as you go deeper with it?
Man, it's been like starting brand new. Starting brand new it's a completely different business, man. It's like I said, it changes your perspective. Now you understand the pain points. Now I'm more empathetic to our buyers because you understand the pain points. You understand all the different factors that come into play. So it definitely has made us better marketers because we understand the pain points. So now we actually focus on quality first, and that it was hard to shift to that mindset because you know how the affiliate mindset is. Affiliate mindset
Maximum margin,
try to CPL, try to find try to make the most money. If this vertical doesn't work, just move into the next. Now we're thinking more about how can we build long-lasting, deep relationships with some of our buyers that can actually create those relationships with us. I'm not talking about your brokers. I'm not talking about, your middleman. I'm talking about direct buyers
or contract sales.
Yes. How do I become somebody that you can trust, and how I could be somebody that is accountable, and that you can realize that with my help, I can make your business much bigger and much more successful? And how can I be flexible enough that when on your hard times, I could be there for you, and I should expect the same from you on my hard times. Help me out. Look, but you know how Facebook is, or you know how Google is. It's ups and downs. So we gotta ride that wave together. Yeah. So that's how it shifted our perspective. Obviously, we also generate traffic for our internal agency, and we understand the importance of compliance. Compliance is the longevity of your business. It doesn't matter how many sales you do if your business goes out of business in 1 year. We're trying to build a long-term thing, and so absolutely, man. Compliance. We're super compliant. Everything that we do, we make sure that we get it approved by our buyers. That we really get it approved by our buyers. It's not like we're getting something approved by everyone else.
Something else, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're really trying to build a really strong relationship built on transparency.
In what ways do you sleep better at night, knowing, for example, you get the full true CPA of the deal, and then in what ways do you sleep worse at night because you have other problems to think about?
Oh yeah, we have way more problems now. That's for sure. I could sleep at night because of the fact that we're doing things the right way. We're running compliant traffic. We have a compliant sales process in our agency. The script is compliant. The way that we operate is compliant.
This is really healthy because of this.
Margins are healthy. Well, margins, Margins not necessarily are more healthy when you're compliant. When you're compliant, things
In the short term.
in the short term. But in the long term, yes, you're right. In the long term, it will pay back to be compliant and to do things the right way and to build a real business. You know what I mean? Not like a vertical that just burns and you go to the next
You don't
thing.
run up and down.
Yes, we want to build something sturdy. Obviously, the agency brings the residuals, which is a whole different game, whole different mindset, and we are going towards that because we understand the power of residuals. We understand how having like a really good safety net in your business, financial safety net, and financial stability can open many opportunities.
Sellable asset. You could sell this thing.
Oh, dude, that's the best part. Yeah, that's the best part. I mean, we're not even thinking about that. We're just thinking about building a good company.
Jack, man.
Yeah. We're building a good company right now, but absolutely, man, we're looking forward to all the opportunities that could open up.
What's the hardest part of pivoting into becoming like more or less the off-roader?
Like the hardest part is the unknown. Is the fact that you're doing something from scratch. The fact that you're doing something that you're not really experienced in. For us, the way that we were able to mitigate that is by finding people that have already done it and finding people that are really good at what they do and hiring them and making sure that the right person is the right seat and they can offer the right value. And so that's basically been the best part to mitigate that, the being afraid of the unknown, right? Of the one thing you've never done before. Finding the right people, bro. Finding the right people is definitely like everything that we've done would be impossible without the people in it. Like, we hired an excellent sales director that is managing our floor. He's crushing it. And we hired somebody for licensing as well that is helping us with all the licenses, all the contracts, carrier contracts.
Like on the insurance agency, man.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing, man. And obviously we have one thing that is helping us a lot is the fact that we understand the marketing space really well. So there's three things that you need for this type of agencies or call centers, whatever you want to call it, is obviously you need a good marketing strategy. You need the mechanics of the call center, and obviously the retention of your customers. Those are the three main parts of a business, and we already have the marketing side. So now we just have to focus. Okay, we have the marketing side down. Now let's focus on mechanics of the call center. What do we do? Oh man, let's buy equipment. Let's buy furniture. Let's find a physical space because we didn't even have a physical space before. We didn't have an office before. Everybody was remote. So okay, let's find a physical space. Let's buy furniture. How do we buy furniture? Do we buy brand new? Do we find refurbished but that it looks brand new? Like, there's so many parts of the process that are completely brand new. They're exciting, but yes, they're expensive. Of course, very expensive, and not having the right knowledge or the right lesson learned could waste you a lot of money and time. So we try to go straight to the sources, straight to people that have already done it, and hire the right people in our organization, especially the leadership team, right? Because agents, you can find agents everywhere, right? But like leaders are hard to find.
Yeah.
So that was the main way that we mitigated that bad side of getting into something completely unknown.
What are you most excited about as we go into the end of 2024 into the start of 2025?
Man, I'm excited about obviously, growing our agency. I'm excited about obviously the new verticals that are coming back.
Intense auto insurance.
Auto insurance is one of them. Lead gen. Funny enough, our business had transitioned completely into pay-per-call. Now we're like a hybrid. Now we're like maybe 70% pay-per-call, 30% lead gen. So there's definitely, I think lead gen is definitely doing a comeback. Some verticals are doing a comeback, and we're ready to capitalize on those opportunities. But yeah, pretty much, we're excited to keep growing our companies, man. Like keep bringing great quality people that believe in the vision and believe in what we're building.
What advice do you have for someone that's just coming into the affiliate space and also someone that's in an affiliate for a while that's looking to grow more?
Advice. I think my advice would be to learn, to spend a lot of time really learning about all the different skill sets, you know, to spend time learning about the creative process, spend time learning about the media buying process. You don't have to be good at everything, but you need to have context. The more context you have, the better decisions you can make. So I will get as much context in any industry actually that I'm getting into. I will get as much context as possible to really have decisions that are based on truth, you know, on context. And so that's what I would advise anybody to really learn, spend time learning, you know, invest in yourself, like, you know, go to conferences and network, get to know people, be curious, stay curious, you know, always, constantly, be relentless, don't give up. Those are the advices I would give somebody that's starting into the affiliate network or any industry actually.
How can people connect with you, learn more about you?
I think Instagram would be a good place, Instagram or LinkedIn. And maybe we can put it below.
Yeah, we'll definitely link below, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, LinkedIn and Instagram would be good places.
So anyone you're specifically looking to meet that's maybe watching this right now?
Yeah, I'm looking to meet anybody in the Spanish ACA space. Actually, that's, you know, part of our agency is doing ACA Spanish. And there's not a lot in the space, so we don't have a good overflow. You know, Spanish agents or English agents that are looking for a new place to work, you know, growing team. And honestly, anybody that wants to, you know, collaborate in you know, lead gen or pay-per-call, you know, we're available. You know, we do debt settlement, we do ACA, we do you know, a little bit of Medicare. We're now getting into final expense as well. So yeah, anybody in those areas, we're always open to do business and meet people and you know, grow together, man. That's what it's all about.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank you, man. Finally, we get to do it. Thank you so much.